Behind the Thread features honest, unscripted conversations with leaders who are willing to go beyond the highlight reel. This podcast brings together business leaders, founders, and change makers to discuss leadership, wellness, and life. We'll explore the logic behind decisions, the impact leadership has on the body and mind, and the habits that help leaders stay grounded, resilient, and real. If you're interested in learning how leaders actually think, live, and lead, this is where the real story unfolds. Let's take a peek behind the thread. All right, so welcome to Behind the Thread. I am Carrie Habel, the co-founder of Thread Advisory Group, and I'm here with my new best friend, Denise Carman from Carman Consulting. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Denise, you are a guru in the health and wellness space, specifically the luxury spa business.
Yes.
And so would love to just dive in to talk a little bit about your experiences and some of the magic that you give to companies.
Yeah.
And we only met, I don't even know, a couple months ago, but there was like this great connection between the two of us and such alignment. Like there were so many similarities even in our career journeys. So I'm excited to be able to kind of explore a little bit more there.
We were direct competitors at one point.
We really were. We really were.
We really were. You were with Elizabeth, or you were with Estee Lauder, and I was with Elizabeth Arden.
Yes,
so
I know.
We were competing.
We were in that spa business for my short time in the spa business, but I loved Estee Lauder, and I'm sure you loved Arden too.
Yes, absolutely.
But can you just walk us through like a little bit about your journey and what led you to Carman Consulting?
Sure. So I became a spa director of a resort spa. This was back in 2003.
Okay.
I had literally no spa experience whatsoever. I had done some sales and marketing, some event planning at this particular resort, left due to a bad boss, and was literally on a sailboat having champagne, and my phone rang, and it was the owner of the resort. He said, I'd like you to come back and talk to me.
This was the resort that you were at?
Yes.
Okay.
He said, I would like for you to talk to me about the spa director position.
Okay.
I said, okay. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I went in and talked to him, and he hired me. And I said, I don't know anything about this business. And he said, if anyone's going to get it done, it's going to be you. So I had 6 months to turn it. 6 months.
He gave you 6 months, or you gave that yourself?
He said, I'm going to give you 6 months because it's bleeding money.
Yeah.
And he said, if you don't turn it, we're just going to turn it into something else. Because at that time, the spa world was not the way that it is now. It was very, very different. And I turned it in 4.
Nice.
And I remember my
Great
first
job. High five.
Yes. I remember my first at my first director's meeting where I did finally turn a profit. It was like $121. And they got up and did a standing ovation for me.
Nice.
And I was like, okay. And then it just took off. It just took off from there. And I was there for almost 13 years.
Wow.
And it was fantastic. It was a fantastic experience. And then I went to the Red Door.
Okay.
And I was there for about 4 years. As COVID happened, that shut down, sold real estate, didn't love that, and then got back into the spa world and realized there's a lot of dysfunction and unhealthy and toxic workplaces.
Right.
And I want to change that. I want to change that.
So let me go back to when you were at the resort. So what you did that turnaround pretty quickly. You said 4 months.
Yep.
So what was your secret? Like, was there one thing that you could give our audience, like a little tip or something in regards to that first?
Yeah, that was really when I learned leadership.
Okay.
And I actually contacted a spa director at a resort in California. I don't remember the name of the resort, but this was back before like Instagram and all, like you had to call people and say.
Exactly, the good old days.
Yeah. And
I want those days to come back, to be honest.
But I do too. And I asked him if he would help me.
Okay.
Mentor me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what I was doing.
Mentorship is so important. I love that.
And he had done that job for about 20 years. And he said, of course, I'll help you. So he helped me a lot on the business side of the spa. But it was instinct. It was being in that world and how nurturing and caring the providers are.
Sure.
And even the people coming in, they want to come in and relax and reduce their stress and all the things. And I just really poured into my team.
Yeah.
And really, really poured into them and was like, oh, that's all I have to do and we can make money doing this.
Yeah.
And of course, knowing the business side as well, but it's pouring into that team that took it to the next level.
What does that mean, pouring into the team? What are some of those things that you did?
Listened to them, was very clear with expectations, vision, goals. Here's where we are now. Here's where we need to be, and here's what you need to do to get there.
Yeah.
And sitting down with them and, making sure that they were a part of the success.
Sure.
And then, I had no turnover, literally none, except for the front desk.
People work for people, right?
Yeah,
like they really do work for people. So giving just
true.
A little bit to your team goes a long way.
Yeah, it's
for sure.
It's unprecedented.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
So now that you have got Carman Consulting, when did you start Carman Consulting?
About 2.5 years ago.
Okay, great. So what are some of the things that you're seeing, I guess, in the spa business today that maybe, that they need some help, but just to give me a little bit of the rundown of what you do and what you're seeing out there.
So I'm seeing a lot of people open spas, whether it's med spas, luxury spas, that are really good at business. They're they're usually injectors or plastic surgeons or estheticians, and they're really good at generating revenue and producing results. And they know their P&L in their sleep.
Yep.
So what they don't do is develop their leadership skills.
Sure.
So they build these businesses out, which is fantastic, but then they don't have the skill set of leadership to run a successful team. Yep. So then they go into what I call the hamster wheel, where they're constantly churning and burning employees. So they're having constant turnover, which, as you know, that costs a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And it just keeps happening over and over again. So they see their revenue fluctuating like this, and they don't know how to lead a team. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like I think I told you before, if you asked me to run your accounting department, probably not a good idea. Right?
Right.
But if I needed to, I would have to learn that skill set.
Yes.
And I would have to put forth the effort to learn that skill set.
Right.
So that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing they're frustrated because they don't know how to manage or lead a team.
And do you think that's because it's just not innate in that world in terms of getting the coaching and the mentorship and those types of things? Or do you think this is true really of any business out there?
I think it's true of a lot of businesses.
Yeah.
I think people think, well, I can turn revenue. So whoever I hire, I'll just train them on what I do and they'll churn revenue. And then we'll have a great profit and a great year and a great quarter and all the things.
Right.
It's not how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not how it works.
Do you think that most of the leaders that you're in contact with, do they believe that they are doing all the right things and it's really their team's fault? Or what are some of the things that you're seeing that maybe there's some misconceptions out there for leaders not really looking at themselves in the mirror?
Oh, that's the number one.
Yeah.
I'm the person that holds that mirror up and says, I get paid to say you're the problem.
Yes.
Right. And I have to earn that. I have to earn that trust with them and really learn how they're leading their team.
Sure.
But they do like to blame it on Gen Z. That's the big one I'm hearing now because the Gen Z, they don't want to work. They don't want, no, they just need to be led a little different. I tell my people that I work with, no one wakes up in the morning and says, I want to be managed today.
Right.
I can't wait for my boss to manage me.
Right. Or showing up to say I don't want to do a good job.
Right.
Right. It's everybody wants to do a good job.
Exactly.
Right.
And I tell them they don't want to be managed. They want to be led. Totally different.
Right.
So, and then I help them develop those leadership skills.
So define managing and leading. How are they different?
Managing is tasks, right? You write down all the things you need to do, right? Email this, send this out, call this customer, that's just managing tasks.
Right.
But leading people is really bringing out the best of them.
Yes.
Right? Figuring out, okay, what makes Carrie tick?
Yeah.
what makes her motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Now I need to lead her in that way.
Right.
So it's really leading into greatness.
Yeah,
is what I call it.
A long time ago, there was a really great teacher. Her name was Sarah Singer Norrie. And unfortunately, she passed away a couple of years ago, which was just devastating. However, one of the things that she taught was like, you put a 10 on top of everybody's head, and you really you coach to them based on their potential and what you see,
I love that.
them, at that 10 instead of coaching them at a 1 or a 2.
Exactly.
And that just really, stuck with me for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And once you start to apply that and really start treating people like they are a 10, they actually start showing up as a 10 or a 12.
Absolutely.
So I think it's really important to make sure that you are treating people the way that they need to be treated, but also just really like focusing on their potential.
Yeah. I think you and I talked about the magic of one-on-ones.
Yes. Yeah.
And how I'm totally against doing yearly performance reviews. Because they're useless. I mean, what are you going to tell someone in December, something they did good or bad in June?
Right.
Like it needs to be every month, and it needs to be consistent.
Yes.
Because of that reason, you want to get to know your staff. You want to get to know what makes them tick, what motivates them.
Yes.
So that you can lead them in that way. And you had asked me earlier, like, what's my magic? That is my magic, is one-on-ones. When I start doing one-on-ones, if I go into a company and I start doing one-on-ones, I can guarantee you within 90 days, you start to see their performance enhance, because it takes a little while to earn the trust and get clear on the goals. But after, it's usually about 90 days, you really start to see that person they're just going up. And it's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful to watch that.
So when you go into a business, are you struggling with leaders maybe not recognizing that they have an opportunity to lead different? And then how do you influence them, I guess?
You deal with a lot of ego, right?
Yeah.
Because I deal with the business owners or the CEOs or the vice presidents.
Right.
Or directors who've been in that role for, 10 years because they're really good at the business part, right? It's
rattling off the numbers.
Yes. And so many people focus on those revenue numbers. What they don't focus on are the people who are actually producing that revenue,
right,
and pouring into that, because that will create more revenue.
Right.
So I really have to stroke a lot of egos, and earn a lot of trust. And ask a lot of really good questions. My first question I ask people is, tell me the top 3 things that keep you awake at night about your business.
Yep.
The top 3 things.
Say?
It's always turnover. It's always, I'm not hitting my revenue targets. And it's the third one's a little bit different. Sometimes it's the customers, we're not getting as many customers or things like that. And I just say to them, every single one of those problems is a leadership problem.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're like, what, me?
Right, me? It's
not me.
No, it's Gen Z. It's the Gen Z problem.
Right,
like,
exactly.
No.
So I follow you on LinkedIn, and I follow you on Instagram and Facebook, and I love all the posts that you do. Some are personal, some are professional. But one of the things that I've got to look at my notes here, but that you had talked about was this cultural drift. So you see things like culture drift, communication breakdowns, and leadership inconsistency. But tell me about culture drift.
So I think a lot of people don't understand what culture means. Some people think culture means I bring donuts in every Monday. We have pizza parties every Friday. There's snacks in the break room and waters and sodas.
Yeah.
And they think that they're providing this great culture because they're providing these extra little fun things.
Yeah.
And culture has nothing to do with making people feel good. Nothing. Culture is providing winning behavior. That's it. Culture is just winning behavior, right?
Yeah.
You have to figure out what winning behavior is. So I tell people all the time, the pizza is not contributing to winning behavior.
Right.
It's nice to do sometimes. Of course, you want to do special things for your staff sometimes, but it's not going to create.
That's like somewhat of a motivation, but not inspiration.
Right.
I always think about like little prizes and little, gifts and things like that. It's a nice gesture.
Yes.
It's short term, not long term.
Right.
And it provides maybe a little teeny bit of appreciation.
Exactly.
Maybe a little motivation, but not true inspiration.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah.
So, people don't understand what culture is, right?
Yeah.
It's a shared belief. It's a vision.
Mm-hmm.
It's this is where we are. This is where we need to go. And I need to get these people in this business in order to do it.
Yes.
So you see that drift because a lot of people simply don't understand what culture is.
Yeah.
And I really go in and help them develop a healthy culture in their business.
Yeah, love that. So tell us how you do that.
Again, with a lot of patience and a lot of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I do what's called inversion.
Okay.
So I do a lot of inversion coaching.
What does that mean?
So a lot of people go into consulting and they go, okay, for the culture question, how do I attract the best people?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everybody wants the best people in their business. Okay. So what do I need to do that?
Mm-hmm.
I'd completely flip it. And I say, what do you need to do to attract the worst people on the market?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have them write it down. Like
and what
write down what you need to do.
Yeah.
Not listen to them, not take any of their ideas into account, not hold them accountable, things like that.
Okay.
So what do you need to do to attract the worst?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're not going to do any of those things, but a lot of times they're already doing it, right? They're already doing it. So the number one thing that most of them don't do is they're not clear.
Yeah.
So clarity feeds excellence.
Mm-hmm.
The clearer you are on your expectations, your vision, their role, how are they contributing to the business?
Mm-hmm.
You need to become a exceptional leader at clarity to be at peak performance in your business.
For sure. And that clarity for them, but also the clarity for their team. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you help do like creating vision, business plans, things like that? Or is it more in the moment types of things that you help them with?
It's more in the moment.
Okay.
I find there's a lot of, you kind of have to backtrack a little bit to see how they've been doing it because it's a habit.
Right.
And they've gotten into some bad habits because it's all that they know.
Right.
So you're really going in and changing those daily habits with them.
Yes.
That they didn't really see before. So I help them see what they're doing.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. That mirror.
Yeah.
Holding that mirror right
up. Hold a mirror.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So let's talk next about maybe if we've got some listeners that are thinking about like, I'm in business, maybe it's not the spa business.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe some of these things are happening. What advice would you give them as a first step to kind of change, whether it's the culture or the team or their own leadership?
Mm-hmm. Well, first, there's nothing wrong with hiring a leadership consultant or a leadership coach.
Yeah.
It is the foundation of your business.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot go to the moon without a leader on board.
Right.
And so there's nothing wrong with developing that skill.
Mm-hmm.
So, I tell people all the time, you are so good at business.
Yeah.
You just don't know how to lead a team, and that's okay.
And they really are two different skill sets.
Yes.
So you can still continue to build on those leadership skills, knowing that might not always be your best at, but it's so important to do. And then surrounding yourself with people that really can lead the team a little bit on your behalf when you're not there and things like that. But so important.
Yeah.
And that mentorship piece is just critical. I think about, as a business owner myself and new business owner, but, I've been thinking a lot about like, how do I get like a more formal mentor right now just to really help, because it's a lonely place to be.
It really is.
You are, when you're a business owner, like you don't have people giving you constant feedback and, you have to really create all that on your own.
Yes.
So really important.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Love it. All right. We talked about, I think we kind of touched on this, but you talk a lot about an A+ culture.
Mm-hmm.
Did we talk about that yet? Or was that just
a little bit?
Okay. So. Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd want to say just about having that A+ culture?
I think we said everyone wants A players on their team, right?
Yeah.
And people get frustrated because they don't get an A player, or the A player comes. This is what happens a lot in the people that I work with. The A players will come, but then they leave within 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And they leave because of the culture.
Right.
They're not leaving because of the job.
Right.
They're leaving because of the culture. So if you want to attract A players, then you need to build an exceptional culture.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. People are attracted to the people and the culture probably more than anything.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely. I know we had talked a little bit, so I'll divert just a slight bit because we had talked a little bit about your front desk staff and the importance of those folks and how to kind of elevate them. Can you maybe just share a story or your perspective around that?
Sure. So your front line's your bottom line, right? You have to
I like
think
that line.
Yeah,
your front line's your bottom line.
Front line's your bottom line. You have to think of your front desk as your sales force.
Yeah.
Right? They are your openers, they're your closers, they're your revenue generators. You need to pour into them. What a lot of people do, they bring on the front desk person, they pay them $22 an hour, and they teach them everything in the computer.
Right.
Which is a lot.
Right.
So their focus is on checking people in, checking people out, checking points, all the things in the computer, scheduling, canceling. I kind of take them away from that and say, okay, those things you need to know, but we really need to focus on upselling and educating on all of the skincare products and all of the services, and also letting them get all of the services from day one. A lot of people that own businesses, they want to make you wait 90 days, then you can get your hydrofacial. And if you're 20 years old, you've probably never had a hydrofacial.
Right. So how can you sell that or add that on or describe the experience when you've never experienced it yourself? Right.
So for 90 days, they're getting calls, and I'm just using hydrofacial as an example. They're getting calls about the hydrofacial. They've never had one. They can't explain it. They can read it, but people know, people can feel.
For sure.
And then at day 91, now you can go get your hydrofacial.
Right.
Well, you've just lost 90 days of hydrofacial. So people say to me, well, if I give them a hydrofacial, that's $300 in an hour. I'm like, that's nothing compared to what you will make if you just let them go get the hydrofacial.
Absolutely.
You're going to make that back 100 times over.
Yes, for sure.
I tell everyone, stop with the 90 days.
Yeah.
Stop.
Right.
Let them start on day one.
Absolutely.
Because every single person, if you're a dentist, everyone at your front desk should have perfect teeth.
Right. Yes, because we're all going in as a customer too, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a representation of your brand.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And if they leave on day 92, okay, so what?
Right. Exactly.
So what?
Exactly.
If you have an A+ culture, then guess what? You can get someone new on day 93.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you're going to attract that.
I mean, I think about when I was in cosmetics for Estee Lauder and getting gratis. And as soon as I would get the product on my own skin, like I was a much better beauty advisor or counter manager or leader of the teams because I've tried this myself. So it's like so important. I think I mentioned to you that we've worked with Purple, the mattress company, and was so impressed because they give everybody a mattress right away, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's the only way to be able to really sell your brand or your product is if you can experience it yourself.
Exactly.
It's just like the restaurants too. I think we had that dinner or happy hour the other day, and the woman had just given her personal recommendations, which sold you on your meal.
Exactly.
It was the same kind of thing. So it's not just the spa business. It is your, apparel business. It's your cosmetic businesses, like restaurants, et cetera. Like
absolutely.
Get your teams to experience your product.
Absolutely. So. It comes back to you 100 times more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So what's next for us? And we're doing something kind of exciting.
Yes.
So we are partnering together on building collective women's leadership in Scottsdale. And you will be responsible for helping to really define what the programming looks like for our leadership kind of track. And so while we won't go into the details around that, tell me a little bit about what you're most excited about within collective women's leadership. And then what do you see for the women in Scottsdale and obviously the surrounding areas of Scottsdale too?
I'm most excited about bringing women into this group who've worked really hard
Mm-hmm.
or who are working really hard and are building something or have built something that's really wonderful and special to them.
Mm-hmm.
And taking that hustle, grind, I got to work 65 hours a week to make this happen,
Mm-hmm.
take that off of their shoulders.
Yeah.
Right. And to really help women realize I don't need to put all this on me. Because I think as women, we just do that as mothers,
Always.
as workers, as wives. Like that's just what we do.
Right.
And we're killing ourselves doing it. And I'm here to tell you, you can do it without having all that hustle culture that has been around for the last, would you say 10 years probably?
Right. For sure.
It's we're gonna extinct that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to get more women in that mindset. For our health, for our overall well-being and our health. And so we can sleep better and feel better and have free time to do things. And so that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too.
Yes.
I think about my experiences in the past, and I was in that hustle culture for a long time. And quite honestly, it made me really sick. Mm-hmm. And I was at a breaking point many times of not being able to handle it all with 2 little kids and trying to do it all. So definitely so important. All right, well, we're going to have some fun. So to kind of wrap this up, with each of my podcasts, this is number 2, but for all of them going forward, we're going to play a little game called the Final 5.
Okay.
And just real quick, it's kind of like a this or that. So early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Early mornings. I knew that about you. How about work alone or with a group? Work out alone.
I like to work out alone. It's my meditation time.
Yeah.
I do all my affirmations during my workouts.
Oh, love it. Mm-hmm. Love it. Lasers or peels?
Well, considering I just had a laser around my eyes, which is why my eyes look a little crazy because they're still swollen.
They're beautiful.
I'd still go with lasers.
Lasers. All right. Good.
You just have to deal with the swollen and the bruising and all the things.
Short-term pain for long-term gain.
Yes.
Gotcha. How about in-person meetings or Zoom calls? I already know this.
In person.
I
hate Zoom.
I know.
I hate it.
I do too. I really do. When you get in person, it's just so much better.
It's so much
the
better.
Energy, the connection, the building trust, always so much better. So I love that. All right. If your journey, your career journey, your life journey was in a book, what would the title of the book be?
Buckle up, sister.
I love it. Great. Love it.
What would your book be?
Oh, what would your title you're going to put me on the spot. Probably just something simple like evolution. I feel like I'm always changing and I'm always like trying something new. Yeah. So it's just the evolution of me that'll be never ending.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's what I love about you is because at our age, I think most people, that's the other thing I love about with this group that we're doing. Yeah. Like I want the 50s and the 60s and the like we're just getting started.
Yeah, I know.
We're just getting started.
For sure. It's like a rebirth.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for being here. It was such a pleasure, and the time has gone so fast.
Yes.
How can people find you? What's the best place for them to reach you if they're interested in your services?
So I am on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So just Denise Carman with a A-N, Carman. Mm-hmm. Instagram.
Great.
And I mean Facebook. I'm not really on Facebook that much, but those 2 places.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Excellent. And for those of you who are interested in collective women's leadership, we've got the chapter here in Scottsdale in the Phoenix area. There's also a chapter in Las Vegas and in Austin. And you can go to collectivewomensleadership.com to learn more about that. And we are really excited. We're just getting started. Yes. So great things are going to happen with collective women's leadership. And thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Carrie. This is wonderful. Thank you.
All right. Until our next thread.
Yes.